Lagos/online. Or you could download the Super FM Global app, Super FM Global app via your iOS or Google stores. Now you could download and listen to us on the go. It's a beautiful part of what technology has done for us. So you could listen to Super FM anywhere you have internet on the planet. Now, this conversation here says, "My life is the stuff of nightmares at this point." It says, "My life is the stuff of nightmares at this point. My wife of 3 years has been abusing me physically for about 2 years. We have a child together. It started when she told me she feels I don't love her because I don't beat her. The result, it was pregnancy hormones. She threw a knife at me. I left the house for days. After we had our baby, she went full rogue and would bring up arguments and pick up weapons quick. I had a conversation with her elder brother, and he told me, but to beat you, it's either that or you divorce him." Wow. It says, "Bro, I am ashamed. I haven't gone back home since September for fears of another beating. And as much as possible, brother, we will keep your identity anonymous. Thank you so much for trusting us enough to send this. I'm shaken. You can tell that I'm physically shaken by this, because it's something that I haven't seen a lot of in the longest time. I've not, men don't come out to speak up about what they're. And maybe before I even get to the messages, I want to open the phone lines right now. 0805 092 0927. 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927. Those are the numbers to call. Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Super FM 92.7, your one family, one radio station. This is Family Matters. This is something that has happened for a while. He says that the first time it happened, she suddenly noticed around the time she was pregnant. He thought it was the pregnancy, that it's been a continuous downward spiral because she has been abusing him. She picks up weapons and stuff that she could use to hit him every time they have an argument, and that recently he spoke with her elder brother, who told her that you don't know my sister, that she's a terror, and that her former boyfriend used to break bottles on her head, and that so at this point is either he starts beating. And yes, he said the first thing was that she told him that, I feel you don't love me because you don't beat me. That's what she said. "I feel you don't love me because you don't beat me." And he said he told her he has not seen any reasons to be violent against anybody. But afterwards, during pregnancy, she threw a knife at him. Then after then, it's been argument after argument. And then her elder brother told him that she's a terror, and that if he doesn't start beating her, she will continue beating him. And that it's either that or he divorces her. So he said,
the aspect of maybe guy cannot die, don't know how to lay his hand on. If you don't use man, and then he cut off the marriage and continue with his life, instead of his wife, or maybe he has any other thing.
Okay.
There are better things not like
that are in a relationship where you do not as well know so much about the person you're married to. Of course, they speak to. Who does your wife respect? Who does have a person that they answer to or fear? Anybody we don't get mentor, we don't get who they fear. No problem, because if they don't get who they fear, they don't get who they feel reverse. Say, this person must not hear this thing. Why they do? That it's a red flag, especially if you feel that returning home could lead to further harm. Consider securing a safe place for yourself and your child if possible. Well, the child is still very young, so motherly care and love might still be a major part of the conversation. But then, if you want to be a part of this conversation, 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927. You can also call 0802 502 7711. Any of these numbers will be open for you to make a quick conversation on this particular issue. It's something that is. At this point, I want to say this man is really very bold. You are not weak at all. You're not a weakling, because there's so many things that men go through, and then we hear, men not supposed to talk, men not supposed to cry, men not supposed to do this. But then it's bold of you to speak up about this, and I appreciate you for that. But let's take this call real quick. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm
Okay, Henry, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Alakwa.
Okay, please go ahead, Henry.
See, there's something in marriage which we young people does not like.
Okay.
Like courtship, friendship, or relationship that will lead to marriage. There should be courtship, at least.
Henry.
Yeah?
Please, you would have to call us back. The network is not so good and we couldn't quite hear you properly. Could you call us back, please? We'll appreciate it if you called back.
All right.
Okay, so let's go on this quick breather. When we come back from that one, we will be getting back to the calls and text messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Super FM 92.7.
Get ready, Lagos! The Lagos International Trade Fair 2024 is here, and it's your gateway to endless opportunities. From November 1st to 10th, 2024, at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, experience Nigeria's largest gathering of industries and innovations all in one place. Explore the latest tech at our tech hub and meet exhibitors from all over the world. Shop for the finest textiles and upgrade your home with exclusive deals on household essentials. That's not all. Make the most of the fair and handle all your Christmas shopping with massive discounts straight from the producers. Enjoy live music, fashion shows, and cultural performances that highlights the vibrant spirit of Lagos. Entry is free.
This week, because he sent it about 2 weeks ago. He says, my wife of 3 years has been abusing me physically for about 2 years. We have a child together. It started when she told me she doesn't feel I love her because I don't beat her. I told her I don't see reasons to be violent towards anyone. The first time we had an argument, she was pregnant and I thought it was pregnancy hormones when she threw a knife at me. I left the house for days. After we had our baby, she went full rogue and would bring up arguments and pick up a weapon quick. I had a conversation with her elder brother and he told me, you no say my sister na terror. Her former boyfriend they break bottle. She go they beat you. It's either that or you divorce her. Bro, I am ashamed. I haven't gone back home since September for fears of another beating. I am confused. Please help. I would be listening. Of course, that's the conversation that was sent in, and the phone lines are open for us to contribute. 0805-092-0927. You can also call 0705-890-4927. And this message here coming in says, "Good morning, Super FM. It's heartbreaking to hear this young man going through this in his first 3 years of marriage. Well, is what the elder brother says. He could have done a thorough investigation to know the kind of woman he was marrying. He has to leave the marriage before things get out of hand. Sincerely, Stephanie from Ikorodu, Lagos." Thank you so much, Stephanie from Ikorodu, Lagos, for sending that message. Well, sometimes, why does not it stand a separation at this point? K2 this morning also talked about the fact that a lot of young people are going into marriages without actively considering the institution. Imagine for a man or a woman going into a marriage where you're for any individual on the face of the planet. So if you want to weigh in, maybe you have something that we are not seeing, or you have an angle that we are not touching right now, the numbers to call are 0805 092 0927 or 0705 890 4927. You could send a WhatsApp message to 0705 6900927, or you could call the number 0802 502 7711. These numbers are open for you to be a part of the conversation here on Family Matters today. And we've gotten more messages that I will be getting to shortly, but you can add yours to the pile. You can also send a message via the Super FM Global app. If you are listening via a downloaded platform via Google or iOS, you can actually download the app on the Google and iOS stores, but you can drop your conversations in real time for us on the app as well. So I'm going to be going through the app right now to see if there are any comments that we can actually look at from there as well. But you can add yours to the pile, listening from anywhere in the world right now, because this is a situation where I'm gonna say it's pathetic. But bro, while I want to say this to you, that I feel like you should have done your due diligence of listening to or maybe doing your research and asking certain questions long before you even came into the relationship. This is something that I feel you need to talk. You've spoken to our elder brother who gave this very, very unhealthy response to the questions that you asked. Very, very unhealthy response to the questions that you asked. Him just saying you suppose they beat himself, and that's a long history of violence that I think you shouldn't even have gotten into in the first place. But you might want to have a conversation with her family and yours, and like I said, who are the people she respects? You've gone to the elder brother, and that's what he has to say to you. It's either you beat his sister or you divorce her. That's just an extreme. That's to show you that there are no standards in the first instance. And this is not to throw a shade at her entire family. But then I'm saying, if an elder brother of hers is saying that, then I think there's so many things that are left to question. But then staying where you are at the moment, and maybe just for the sake of the custody of your child and the safety of your child as well, you might want to bring in your family into this. I know it's a thing that is very shameful. It's something that you may be thinking, me as a man, a woman is like beating me up and battering me like this. It's something, yeah, but she is physically stronger than you are, and you are not even predisposed to violence as a person. You said it yourself in the message that you do not see reasons to fight anybody or get violent with anybody. It's something you stay away from. It's not in your nature. So yes, if she's stronger than you and can physically overpower you, there's nothing that you want to do about it, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. If someone is stronger than you, they are stronger than you, and they will continue to put you down if it's something that they enjoy doing. So the best thing to do is to walk away from it, as you have done. But then, aside walking away from it, I'm thinking, now, what's going to be the next move? Is this something you want to continue with? Is this marriage going to move beyond the point where you've been battered and abused repeatedly as you've been done? Well, it's something that I think you should actively now look at and find help for yourself. This one from the Golden Voice says, Oga, what help are you looking for? I beg, divorce and run for your life. Is it until she takes you out of this world? Well, violence is not something that we would condone within the confines of any kind of marriage, whether from the man to the woman or from the woman to the man. It's not something that anybody would want to stand behind. Yes, you've taken out time to move away from it, but now let's talk to the family members. Let's talk to her parents. Let's bring your parents in. It's a very shameful thing. But then, at this point, I know someone who told me about the fact that while she was in a marriage, that she's left the marriage a long time ago, and she owns her own business, and she's with her kids. Now she says while she was in the marriage, the man would constantly abuse her, and after he does that, he would lavish her with gifts, take her abroad, buy stuff, spend so much money, changes her car. Every time there's something bad going on in the marriage, he changes her car and stuff. And that made her stay for some time. And when she opened up about this, she said it was that eventually when she left the marriage, that the guy was always crying, but she found out that the next person he married, he did the same thing, but that person now overpowered him and did something to him as well. And that right now, he's a changed person, and he keeps calling her and said he's changed, that she should forgive him and all those other things. But then I think praying for such people from afar is a very good thing to do, and I think you should actually see your religious leaders and see your parents and see people whom you both hold in high esteem, to talk about the future of yourself and this person, maybe together or apart, and of course what options there are for co-parenting in this kind of a situation. Because if this is someone that her elder brother has told you used to get into such violence with the ex, that the ex would break bottles on her head, I'm thinking it's a very serious red flag that I think for your peace of mind is not something that I think you would be able to having some other issues that you could walk around, like all the other things that you need to really, really talk about. Well, it's something that we feel you should really, really look into with your family members. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you could bring it to family to Family Matters on Super FM and talk about this and let us know what you're going through, well, you can actually also talk to your family members and bring them to a place where they see what you're going through and they could help you walk through it. Marriage is for better, for worse, yes, but then we're not going to wait till someone loses a limb or their life entirely before we now settle the matter. So I think you should bring your family into this and have an astute conversation with them about the future of your marriage and of course your children. But then thank you so much for being so bold and putting this before us and having this conversation with us on Family Matters. Something that we know must have been really very hard for you to do. I mean, it's you being battered by your spouse. It's not easy for anyone to talk about such heartbreaking things, but then you trusted us enough to put it out there. And we hope we've been able to help you find something, at least a common ground. We might be visiting this conversation again really very soon, bringing in a professional to talk about this, and a counselor maybe. But then for you, my brother, we'll reach out to you again and tell you when we'll be talking about this. But I think it's a conversation